Ah, my ghost
Ooh,
coaster.
roaster. I like it.
It goes great with my Walt Disney coffee mug. So it's a nice, nice yin and yang happening there.
I like that.
Chad, what episode? Chad, there he is. Well,
Hey,
we're
thank
3
you.
minutes in and we haven't even done the intro yet.
No.
This is
Wait a minute. Where
this
are
is
we?
all that dead air will be great for the Patreon people. They're really, really, really benefiting from this week's episode.
Definitely.
What, Chad?
Yeah.
What is this, Chad?
Episode number 168.
All right, good talk, fellas. See ya.
What are we drinking today? You're doing Disney?
I got my E mug from Disney from
Look at that.
Got the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Like it.
Birds on it. Yes, sir.
Same mug I always use.
Oh, faithful.
David Bowie Heroes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get going, may I and may all of us wish our friend Declan happy birthday. Who's Declan? Declan Dunn, remember?
Yeah.
Our good friend. Yeah. So we want to wish you, Declan, very, very happy birthday. It's not today, Tuesday, but it was, I think it was yesterday. So very, very, very happy birthday. And we hope to see you soon, young man. And thank you, Winifred, for the heads up. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll come to visit Houston at some point again. But if not, we'll see you in the fall of 2023. For sure.
I don't know if you know our good friend Declan, but he's a renowned author and a hell of a young man.
Yeah.
So I think he's 21 today. So whatever it or yesterday. So happy birthday, Declan.
Happy birthday.
You're a gem. So anything happened since the last time we saw you? What, Black Sparrow? Last time you saw us, we were in a van going to a place called Black Sparrow in Taylor, Texas, which turned out to be quite a fun night.
Yeah.
And very, very fun. Evan running sound did an incredible job. And Shannon, the owner, amazing. We all have I should have worn my t-shirt today, but
I almost did.
Yeah, I wore mine yesterday. I was like, oh shit, I should have saved it.
Humble
Yeah.
episode.
Planning. Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah, really, really cool venue. And you walk in, the first thing you see to your right is a little radio station. Just looks like a classic radio station running out of this little booth with a window so you can see what the DJ's doing. And he was right in the middle of doing a show when we walked in. But it's laid out great. There's a nice big stage there. They've got a dedicated sound guy named Evan, who Patrick just mentioned. And because of its proximity to Austin, we had a very good turnout there. Although we're promised it's going to be even better when we come back because, as usual, Sherwood saps a little bit of our following from the Austin area, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I was really pleased with how the whole night turned out. So it's one of those places where you just walk in and it just feels like we're home. The perfect situation where the staff is just completely 100% appreciative of you being there and everything you do. Like, thank you for doing this. This is great. You guys are perfect for this, and got to come back. And
yeah, we had advertised that Chris Buckley was going to be on fiddle, and he was up until the night before when he got sick, and the flu. So he missed the show, which we were sad to see. But it was still a very, very, very fun night. And our friend the Reeves came out from College Station and brought the youngin'. And it's just great to see everybody. And like I said, just, a beautiful little town. I hadn't seen it before. I hadn't been to Taylor. And the town is very, very old Texas and well worth the trip. And again, our great friends, the Fugates, were responsible for pointing that out. Greg had texted me the name and number of the venue when we were driving somewhere. So I said, well, now's as good a time to text and drive as any. So wrote to the owner and said, hey, and got a call right back. Hey, what, Friday 22nd? I said, all right, see you then. So it was just everything with boom, boom, the way we like it.
Yeah.
And
that's great.
Yeah, good people. And I think we've got another date booked for August. So,
excellent.
So make plans to go. And also, making plans, I got a call from our friends up in Kansas. You got friends in Kansas. We got friends in Kansas. So do you. So our friends, the Werners, from the band Sassenach, they're already got their tickets booked for Vegas as well. So we have more people coming to see us in Vegas than ever before, and it's going to be, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not known for predicting the future, but I think I'd be spot on by saying this is going to be a trip to go. If you got time in July, you should come on out and see us.
Yeah, it's going to be a big week for sure.
In lieu of Ireland, why not come to Vegas? Why not? Just right over there. It's right over there. Right on that. Right over there.
Follow his finger.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And then we're heading over to California after that. We're still working on those dates, but we do have one in San Diego at this really cool looking venue called the Holding Company. And what's the name of the band? We don't know the name of the band. It was Jake Skolnick's band is playing with us.
Jake Skolnick's band, and they're I have it just kind of Gorgo Bordello flavored gypsy, but very, very, very cool, very rocking, very. I'll get you a link. We'll post that on there. But good stuff and great fit. When people, when they put bands together for big shows or for festivals or whatnot, and they get these bands that are doing the same fucking shit. You get 4-5 bands in a row doing the same shit. It just, it dissolves any kind of excitement or any, there's no way to keep that stuff going. And especially these Irish festivals that have these bands that are playing the same shit over and over again. So you're going to hear 4 versions of Whiskey in the Jar, 4 versions of so I love playing with rockabilly bands, which we are in June in the Continental Club. Our friends from Louisville are going to come down and Penny and the Flamethrowers. But I love doing the rockabilly stuff that just fits really well with what we do, and especially in this gypsy punk, they're just great. There's just this great energy that seems to, really connect the bands and stuff like that. So that's going to be great. We also have a date up in Santa Cruz. Again, we have our good friend Mr. Doug Stanhope to thank for that, for putting us in touch with Chris Johnson up there. And immediately made a phone call. I know Doug. Oh, good. I booked you a show. Okay, thank you. Call again.
Fantastic.
So just keep checking back in the way. Hey, if you haven't signed up, do it now. Sign up on the mailing list. You will not be disappointed. Chad might even send you a picture of his. Tune in next week.
Okay, so we talked. It was on our way home from Dallas, or Grapevine. Right in the last hour or so of the trip, we started talking about band names. Like what are some of the best band names? What are some of the worst band names? What are good bands with bad names? What are bad names with good names? And so forth. And the conversation just went on and on.
Does anyone remember what bands we talked about?
Yeah.
No.
I'll get us going here. This is something I posited while we were talking about this, that we preface this by saying I'm not a metal guy really at all. I like Sabbath and I like Maiden, but I don't really know much about metal beyond that. But I will say I think that by and large, most of the best band names are held by metal bands, with some exceptions. Black Sabbath, I think, started. Maybe I don't know. I think it was right. Frank Zappa has some good names too, but started this idea of having kind of very creative names for bands that people really hadn't been brave enough to try before. Because before that, most band names just kind of sucked. The Beatles, the Kinks. We talked about this.
Kinks.
And, yeah. Although you like the Who,
and those bands hated their names too. They hated their names came about, because of pressure from the record company, not because of their own. These bands would never. Yeah,
right. But it shows too. I mean, after a certain point, the name doesn't matter so much as the marketing. You obviously want a name that's unique enough, especially these days, that's not going to conflict with somebody else's business, as we've discovered can happen. Not us conflicting us, but other people conflicting with us. But because there's bands, there's plenty. We'll get into this. There's plenty of bands I know that I love that have shitty names that you usually don't even think about it. It's just like, well, that's the name. oh, I guess it is kind of a shitty name.
I would say probably the metal world and maybe some of the hardcore or punk rock bands have some interesting names,
Yeah. Dead Kennedys.
or just Dead Kennedys is a good one.
The Damned.
The Damned is a good one.
Stranglers.
I always liked JFKFC. I always thought that was a good. They're more like a avant garde kind of. I don't know what they are, but I remember saying like JFK and then tagged with KFC, put it together. John F. Kennedy and Kentucky Fried Chicken put together. I thought that was kind of funny.
What about Stiff Little Fingers?
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, just a little asterisk here. It's really difficult to go against, if Iron Maiden were called Poison, it would be really difficult to hate that name because I love the music. So Iron Maiden, again, definitely not the best name in metal, but Judas Priest is far superior as far as a name, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But because I'm a bigger Maiden fan than I am Priest, Venom, great metal name, great name, but Poison, no, nothing good. It's awful.
A lot of the '80s hair bands names are not great, but they are. It's marketing too. Like the way the Poison logo looks, the way the Motley Crue has the umlauts in places that you wouldn't expect to see umlauts. Rat with 2 T's. I mean, that separates us from the vermin. Kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Enough's enough.
Yeah,
and your music.
Striper.
I think Cinderella is a dumb name for a metal band. I don't. What's the connection there? I mean, there's no connection. I mean,
yeah.
Cinderella, I think, is also a virgin, so that might.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a terrible and the makeup and hairspray just in that band alone. That's your ozone protection gone.
Well, yeah. I mean, they gotta have a hook too.
Yeah.
That guy. What's that guy's name? Tom something.
Tom Kiefer.
Yeah.
I liked his voice. I thought he was a good singer. Just in that he was very unique. To me, he's like a higher registered CCR.
Oh, John Fogerty.
John Fogerty. Yeah. But he's got that. I mean, and I thought that he wrote interesting stuff. Later on, Cinderella stuff was it. But again, very difficult to attach that name to a hard rock band. Motley Crue, I thought, was a great name for a crap band. I just,
that's a good example. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what's that name? What's that sound? And look up if you're halfway interested. Look up the Motley Crue at the U.S. Festival. Way back in the day, and even some Vince Neil stuff that's floating around on the interwebs currently is hysterical. It's you just will not believe the racket that you're hearing when Eric said rat with 2 T's. If you were abusing a rat, you might hear the same noise that's coming from the. Yeah. So, but yeah.
You mentioned, good names, good bands with bad names. You mentioned Tom Petty or the Heartbreakers, definitely pretty run of the mill. Not much thought put into it kind of name. It's kind of funny. Mike Campbell went off and started his own band called the Dirty Knobs, which is a little better than Heartbreakers, but still not that great.
A little more inside joke there.
Yeah. Which incidentally, they just came through Houston, and I missed them. They were at the Warehouse Live, the studio, the smaller room that we've played in. The first time we played at Warehouse Live. Yeah, I was surprised by that too. Seemed like a small room for them, but and Stan Lynch was touring with them, which was really cool. So I'm really pissed off I missed that. So they at least played one Tom Petty song I know from the videos that our friend Snit posted.
Anyway. Why did you miss it? I thought you were going.
I've been working. I was trying to meet a deadline that night. Yeah.
Oh.
So
Grindr.com. You want to see his best work, y'all. Fish. PHI. No. Grateful Dead. No.
We thought Grateful Dead was actually a pretty good, decent name. Not a. I know we don't like the band.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the band. Sorry, John Riesenfeld. But John's probably out running. Oh, there he goes right now.
Yeah, because Grateful Dead sounds like the name doesn't sound like the band to me. Grateful Dead sounds like a Black Sabbath type band, but they're not.
Well, if you know the story,
what's the story?
The Grateful Dead, there's actually a tale about not the band, but actually the name the Grateful Dead, and apparently it's some folklore thing. I don't know what nationality it comes from. But basically, it's like a guy did a favor for somebody, and the guy, it was like his ghost or some fucking thing. You have to Google this shit. I'm destroying this story because I can't remember.
No, you're doing great. You keep it up there.
It's like he does a favor, a guy does a favor, and the dead guy pays him back somehow. So the Grateful Dead is a term for someone. I don't fucking know what it means, but
so it doesn't mean they're grateful for being dead. Just
well, I mean,
that's what I always thought it meant.
It means whatever you want it to mean.
We'll have to Google it later, but it's a story. It's actually like a folklore story about something like that. So that's where they took it. And it's a very hippie thing to do, is to, hey, I read this story in this book one time, and it's about this guy that's grateful that he got help and he was dead or something like that. I can't remember.
Well,
I don't know.
A way of example is the same way a name came about. So sometimes it gets really bad names. The Doors, that came from the Doors of Perception. Well, it's one of those acidic, 60s hippie books that Jim Morrison was reading, and probably Ray Manzarek too. But really high concept, but they picked like the worst name to encapsulate it. Chairs.
I can see the way that you
the
think
floors.
A door opens and you walk through. Now you're in a different room or a different situation, something like that. But
Aldous Huxley, I think, is it Doors of Perception. I think that was who wrote that.
The music didn't want me to open any doors. It wanted me to run and hide in a closet.
Or slam somebody's head in a car door, yes.
I think they sounded the best when Jerry Sheff was playing bass with them on the LA Woman record.
Admittedly, when I was in college, my band played Roadhouse Blues and 5 to 1, and that might be it. But it was just a chance for the bass player to sing because he had a really aggressive kind of singing voice. So, and when you're playing in a band in New Hampshire, you have to play kind of the hippie stuff. So we did actually play Grateful Dead as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What song do you remember?
God damn. Eartha, Wharf Rat, which is completely fucking boring. Going down the road feeling bad, like kind of the more Wharf Rat's very slow and dreamy, and those guys were big pot smokers, so they would go off into La La Land, and I would try to keep everybody contained, kind of a thing. But the rest of them were kind of more upbeat kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Eartha's kind of a fun song to play. But the thing I liked the best about that band, we did Little Feat and we did the band, so it kind of gave me a chance to kind of get into more groovy, fun kind of stuff. Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about shitty band names, like Kiss, for example. Shitty band, shitty name.
Oh, the worst.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Kiss.
Yeah, great band, crap name, Thin Lizzy.
I actually don't mind Thin Lizzy. Why don't you like Thin Lizzy as a name?
I just, I mean, listening to the band, they just don't sound like that name. They don't sound like, Phil got it from a comic book, and it just didn't make any sense, and it didn't. The weight of their music was, just far more. It was kind of like there was no. It's just that there was so much more to them. Just such a great band, and
because since they were heavier, they should have been called Thick Lizzy.
Oh,
yeah. It sounds like they're in the same boat as like Molly Hatchet, Foghat, and that kind of stuff. I don't know. It just the name sounds like that to me. I don't know why.
Well, it's like in the Molly Hatchet records, they used all the that crazy fantasy artwork from that guy. I can't think of what his name is, and you look at the album cover, you're like, holy shit, this is going to be heavy. And it's not. It's just fucking Southern rock and roll. That's
38 Special too is another good example. That not a particularly great name, but it certainly doesn't sound like what their music sounds like to me.
Yeah. No,
it's agreed. It's just pop. It's pop rock.
Yeah, local band. Bastard Sons of Johnny Cash, like that name.
If we've talked about that before,
this is going to be badass. And you
play the name,
the most limp dick singer songwriter Austin bullshit you can think of. Sorry, Mark.
I do like I like some of their stuff. They at least well, we saw, we opened for him once, so I've seen him twice live. That they do put on a great show. But
Who's
I know
that?
he's had Bastard Sons. They're much better live. Well, I know that you played live with them.
I'll take a look for it.
Yeah.
There was the drummer that played with them when we saw them at the Rhythm Room. I forget who. I think it was their original drummer. I think who played on their first record, who had come back for that tour, and they were electric with that guy on stage. I think when we opened for them at the Meridian, it was a little bit more lower key, probably more like what it was when you played with them. I would imagine.
How long ago was this?
Like 2005. It was a long time ago.
2005 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I played with them in 2007 South by maybe. Fucking rehearsal. The rehearsal was ending though. I was pissed about that. I'm like, why the fuck? Still, we got it. It's a fucking we're 3-hour rehearsal for a 45-minute set. What the fuck are we doing?
The thing I remember about that show is the drummer who's great was very loud, but which I loved from where my standpoint. But you could tell is that the lead singer's name?
Mark Stewart.
You could tell he was not happy about the volume. He was like the drummer would hit this killer fill, and you hear you see Mark just he would wince because he was just in pain. But yeah, that was a shame too because it was a dead room too. I think it was a weekday night. But anyway. So
we're talking about names. We're not reviewing shows right now.
Yeah, but there's always going to be tangents from these things.
Good, I know. I'm just kidding. Look, when you said local band too, I think of great names like I think Shiny Ribs. I think they're a great name, great band. I think the Mighty Orc, not just because he's our friend, but I love it. I love that name.
That is a great name.
You really have to, and I've done it before, and I'm not going to explain why, but I've named the band after myself one time. And it was out of desperation, again, without going into all that shit. But just this bullshit, naming your band the Dave Matthews Band or the you know what I mean? Like it's different when you go out as Johnny Cash because you're fucking Johnny Cash. Go be free, have fun.
That name sounds cool though too.
Yeah, Johnny but even still, like Johnny Paycheck, fuck off, Johnny. I don't even know who you are, but I don't like you. Go away. Willie Nelson, yes, just go be Willie Nelson. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I mean. So there's so much bias there. But when you like Jimmy Buffett, is there anything worse than Jimmy Buffet, Jimmy Buffett, Jimmy Fuck You? I mean, it's so bad.
Hang on now. You forgot that it's Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band.
I didn't know that. Is it really?
They're like down in the islands, but it's reefer because they smoke a lot of weed because it's Jimmy Buffet. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I hate them even more.
Yeah, it gets worse. It gets worse before it gets worse.
But you know what I mean? So we're my first band On the Dole, and On the Dole, great name, I thought. Especially for that Pogue style stuff we were doing back in the day. And then, all the shit went down there. I had to change the name because just so much confusion and blah, blah. Anyway, so went in Continental Dazzling Pete Gray goes, no. He goes, change that name. He goes, you had On the Dole, now you just went. So I told him, I said,
band?
Yeah. Shut up, Chad. Yes. And
sorry, go ahead.
And then I told him, I said, just hang tight. We're working on it, because I had the idea for Blaggards in the works, but we're we got to keep these people working. We got to stay. So anyway, long story short, can't stand those fucking names of the just the guy's name and that band,
and the something. Yeah, I guess. What do you think about the Jimi Hendrix Experience? Is that?
I think for who he was, you'd have to have the band named after him. He wouldn't be like, he even in Band of Gypsies, I think they still call it Jimi Hendrix's Band of Gypsies. Band of Gypsies is a cool name, especially for that era. But if you can't, you have to associate. I think you have to associate him because he was such a dynamic performer. You have to associate his name with something. So Jimi Hendrix Experience, not the greatest, but it's Jimi Hendrix basically.
Yeah.
And Jimi Hendrix's Band of Gypsies or whatever they called it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, if you're, I agree 100% with that. So if you're Jimi Hendrix, yeah, you can call it Jimi Hendrix and the fucking Lego Wonderland, whatever that. You can call it anything you want because trailblazer, groundbreaking. If you're Joe Satriani and you're going out, fuck off, everything's been done. You sound like absolute dog shit. Fucking go for a long holiday and never come back. You know what I mean? So I agree. Jimi Hendrix and the Experience or whatever. That stuff had never been done before. Nobody had ever seen a player like that. So when you can do whatever the fuck you want, but after it's been done so many times, not so much.
Yeah. Now it sounds old hat now, but that his name alone would have been great. And it was great. It still is Jimi Hendrix. It's
Jimi, and the way Hendrix is cool with an X, and I think also too, like somebody had to say when you go see Jimi Hendrix, it's an experience, and then therefore that probably came out like that because it was that time,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we mentioned this the first time we talked about this too. Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. I think just the Mothers of Invention. I think is a great name. But I think that was I don't know if his name being at the front of it was something he wanted to do or not. There was something about that name that wasn't. It was like a compromise. I can't remember what it was.
Let's call him. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Well, not only that, but like even when that band broke up, they were still the Mothers. And Frank is his other thing, and that band stayed intact because they had that name.
Yeah,
it's like when Janis sang with Big Brother and the Holding Company, they were Big Brother and the Holding Company. They were actually already formed band, and she was like the guest artist when she had all those hits with those guys.
Yeah,
which is completely sidetracked, but whatever.
ZZ Top, great band, great name.
What does that name mean? Where do they get that from?
I'll call them and find out. But it always looks to me, and it's funny. XYZ when you're in Ireland, it's but in Ireland they never called it Zed Zed Top. So I was always befuddled. I was like XYZ ZZ Top. So to me it was always they wanted to be the last on the, alphabetically they're going to be.
That actually makes sense because it's not one Z, it's two Z's. And if you have two Z's, then you're going to be the last one in the bin.
And it's not ZZ bottom either. So so you're going ST is still at there, So anyway, that's what it looked like to me. But I still thought it was short, and I think AC/DC probably one of the best names in rock. Just end of story. 4 fucking letters, big as fuck. I mean, you can see that from space when it's done right, and it's just and. You talk about somebody that gives you the same fucking. It's good stuff. It's good stuff if you're into that. But they give you the same. You never buy an AC/DC record and go home and go, oh man, they went techno. Oh, they tried country. They tried alt. Nothing. Yeah. You're getting AC/DC. You're getting full fucking to the max every fucking time. AC/DC to me, I don't know if anybody can top that fucking name. Or that brand.
Definitely the best acronym name. And there's some bad ones. REM. Horrible choice.
PLFM. Yeah.
What was another one I was thinking of just now? Oh, U2. I don't like that one either. But I guess it's not really an acronym.
Yeah, AC/DC. And back in the day too, we were told fucking church. We were told, you can't listen to AC/DC. It's Antichrist, Devil Children. We were like, oh, fucking give me more. Give me more. All the, the religious figures coming out saying, that, these bands are dead. I was like, shut up. Yeah. The same ones that were dogging Elvis for, shaking the hips back in the day. But
so the new wave, I'm just thinking about the new wave era and the post-punk era. And the punk era itself had some great names. Sex Pistols,
fucking great.
Talking Heads, great name. Blondie, not such a great name. What was it? There was something else I was thinking of. Oh, in the new romantic era, that was called a Spandau Ballet. I don't know what that means. I guess it's reference to something. That's a pretty good name.
Duran.
No,
Great band, terrible name.
Yeah,
I know that.
That name sounds weirder than they were, but they did get kind of weird actually, which I love about them and some of the records. Anyway,
that's from that Jane Fonda movie.
Yeah.
Barbarella.
Yes, right. It's
It's name of somebody in it or whatever,
right.
planet or something.
It's the name of a monster or something. I can't remember.
Great band, crap name, the Pogues.
Yeah.
Does the Pogues mean anything? Is that a word for something else?
It comes from Pogue Mahone, which is kiss my ass, and
which the record company didn't like.
Yeah. So and then plus when you're reading it when it's written in Irish and you're reading it in English, trying to pronounce that is Pogue Mothon. So you're Pogue. So there's nothing.
Is it one of those things where it means something worse in the original language than it does in English? Like a lot of times, Spanish and French swears are actually worse in their native language than they are when we translate them.
Than the direct translation, yeah.
Yeah, is it something like that?
The thing about Irish was the most daunting task for us as kids was how to figure out how to make bad words in Irish because there are none.
Yeah.
So we had to string innocent words together to make it sound bad. So there's no phrase in Gaelic that would tell you to go and kiss somebody's rump. So they have to.
Can you think of any of the things y'all came up with?
Oh God, yeah.
In Gaelic. Let's hear it.
Again, my Irish is so bad, but even with my, I don't even know if I could score an F at my best, but poor my Leroy D is Jacques Savale that put my balls in your mouth. And again, this is neither here nor there. But what I used to do, and sometimes still do, when you're approached by a Jehovah's Witness, or somebody with a Bible wants to come talk to you, or they want to give you a survey, I go, "No be a kaint berlin." That means please don't speak English to me. So they're like, well, it's not German, it's not French, it's not Spanish, it's not, so they have no fucking clue because it's a dead language. And incidentally, one of the oldest, Gaelic is definitely one of the oldest. It's really, it's so hard to pinpoint where it's from. And especially, somebody that looks like me, they go, that guy's fucking out of his mind. So where was the other ones? What was it? Yeah, I'm drawing a blank right now. But yeah, we worked hard on figuring out how to offend people in Irish.
I want to know, like, who was in on when they tried to figure out what Western characters to use to spell Irish words. Like, who decided how they're going to be spelled?
Well, so when you go to Ireland now, hopefully you'll all come with us next year. You'll see the name in English on the bottom, and then on top you'll see it written in Irish. And so what the English would do is Killiney, where I'm from, they just kind of mash the name, put whatever stuff they could sound out together, and and then towns like Bray down the street, and to read these names in Irish, you go, thank fuck they changed them, because I'd be lost. I'd still be trying to find the airport.
Well, something everybody's familiar with is Sean. Everybody knows Sean, as was spelled Sean, no H. That's an Irish spelling. And you see, and it's weird. Doesn't it bug you when people spell their name Shawn?
No, because when so my dad's from Tyrone, and if you meet somebody called Tyrone over here, I love it. I love that name. Obviously they're spelling it the same way, but if you're Shawn, I understand that. That's that's how they want to. Sometimes, most times, that's a girl's name, right? SHAWN.
Can be.
So either way, yeah.
So that's my brother's name. That's how he spelled it.
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay.
SHAWN. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why they didn't go with scene, but
no offense, Sean. Yeah.
Listen, don't worry about it.
Yeah. But there's a lot, and then the names get weirder too. Like names that are in Patrick's family: Sinead, Quiva. Yeah. Bridge, for sure. Like names that people who aren't familiar with them would just have no idea how to pronounce on first glance. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah, my youngest sister Sinead gets Cinead all the time. She's been on this before. She's been on SlapperCast, and and my sister Bridge, it's BRI Fada, which is the stroke over the I D, and the hello, is Bird there, please?
Yeah,
Bird Delvin. I go, yeah. Just
it looks like Brid. And once people look at it, they must know that can't be right. Because why would anybody be named Brid? Unless it's short for Bridget or something, I guess.
Yeah. So back to rock and roll. Back to rock and roll. Give me a good band with a shit name. Anybody?
Well, and early on, they lived up to their name later. Genesis. Always a terrible name. Not always a terrible band, but they became one later. And that name was like kind of foisted upon them too, because they just hadn't bothered to come up with anything, which is kind of surprising because they were writing all these flowery lyrics back then. You'd think that they would have thought of something, but their manager just said, Genesis. All right, here we go. Just, I think by way of expediency, I'm not sure. Probably one of the worst names in prog rock, although Yes is pretty damn terrible as well.
I like the Red Elvises. I like the, I like stuff like I love when there's when there's a good country band, which is difficult to find, but like I'm talking the kind of country that Willie Nelson or Chris Christopherson or Waylon Jennings and stuff would sign off on. But I mean, I love when there's a good name, with a little bit of tongue in cheek.
So I was trying to think. Most country acts that I'm calling to mind right now are all name bands, which I guess kind of speaks to when we had Luba on. He was talking about that. One of the ways that or maybe it was Mark Riddell was saying this. I think it was Mark. He said that one of the problems with country music now is that it's not really personality focused anymore. Like it used to be that way, which I guess is one of the reasons why you've got Waylon Jennings, you've got George Strait, all that. It's all names, and I guess it still is, but it's like there were all those guys from the 70s and 60s had really unique personalities, even though they were in the same genre. Now it's all become completely bland and
a little more
cookie cutter
for sure.
Exactly.
They all have different names. They all sort of, every song, that formula that they're pounding into the ground is still prevalent to this day. That the formula's been going on. And we have Chet Atkins to blame for that. We really do. When Chet took over in Nashville as a producer, he's like, here's a formula that's going to work. And he was right. And there are a lot of great country hits from the 50s and 60s. But even if you listen to those hits back then, there's still a fucking formula to them. And today, the formula still exists. It's been tweaked and it's been changed a little bit, but they're still very much formulaic when it comes to songwriting in Nashville. And I think that the reason why there are a lot of people's names like the Miranda Lamberts or the Faith Hills or the Tim McGraws or the Cody Johnsons or whoever else you want to fucking talk about. The reason why they're names is because usually their bands do not play on the records. They're using top-notch studio guys or girls, whoever. Mm-hmm. But then when they go on tour, they have their studio band, which is just a bunch of guys. They just, okay, here's a bunch of money, make a hit, I'll sing over it. And then when they go on the road, they have their band. So that's why I think a lot of people are just using their names because the idea of a band is like, well, we only play when we go on the road, sort of a thing,
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think of an exception to that rule.
I had one in my head, and I just it's gone. And the most amazing thing is that all I can do now is just think of all the names of these these and you wonder to yourself, is your name really Luke Bryant? Is your name really Brad Paisley? Is your name, you know what I mean? He's just, stop it, fucking grow a sack, get a name, and fucking, do something that you want to do. I mean, you can't all want to sing the same fucking idea and in the same, like Eric said, cookie cutter. What the fuck is that?
It is the most, that's what the thing that really irritates me about it is it's so painfully unimaginative. Everything about it. I'm talking about country music today.
I think you could spread that across to pop music too, because today's pop music it's all kind of the same. Sounds the same to me. It's maybe a verse and a chorus, very few chord changes, nothing really imaginative that's coming out. Anything that's good. There's good stuff new. I just listened to Silk Sonic for the first time today, and you're gonna laugh because it's Bruno Mars is involved in this project, but the songs kind of sound like 70s soul music, and it actually sounds good.
Cool.
Oh, finally, a new band I can listen to and enjoy without having to be like running away from the radio.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'd have nothing against Bruno Mars. I just know that he sings Uptown Funk, and he didn't write it. I don't think
it's a song that we hate. Yeah,
but he didn't.
We killed. So
I'm not going to blame him for that one because he didn't write it.
Anderson .Paak playing drums on it.
Oh, really?
And Anderson he's kind of one of those guys that sort of started out being like kind of a singer rapper guy that played drums while he was doing it, and he played on the Super Bowl this last year. He's kind of becoming a pretty big star. But apparently, it's those two guys both singing with Anderson playing drums, and it's
okay.
Checking out Silk Sonic. I'm not sure about that name though. Silk Sonic.
Yeah.
Smooth.
Sounds like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
It sounds like Wham's other project. Good band, terrible name. Should we take this opportunity to kill a song since we've?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
I already got mine.
You have the floor.
This song is by someone who is extremely. I hate using this word talented. I don't like that word. It reeks of like 5th grade flute recitals or something like that. Oh, she's so talented, or he's so talented. I'm like, oh, I hate that word. Anyway, who I've seen twice in concert years and years and years ago, and amazing vocalist. Things he can do with his voice are remarkable. And he went on to study classical conducting, and I got a chance to see him sing with a quartet where he sort of conducted. It was beautiful. I met him, beautiful person, beautiful man. But the worst song he's ever done is his name is Bobby Mcferrin, and the worst song he's ever done is "Don't Worry, Be Happy." That
Good
song,
God, yes. Good God.
Piece of shit. And what makes that song worse is the video with Robin Williams and that other comedian in it, and it's just the worst thing ever. So Bobby McFerrin, we love you. You're amazing talent. If you want to listen to some cool shit, go check out his first couple records. The stuff he does just by himself
is incredible.
It's incredible. But that fucking song, and I'm happy that he had success with it, but fuck that song.
Yeah.
Could not agree more. Chad, I would like you to cut that part out and put that at the end because that's the headliner. Nothing tops that. Nothing tops that. Well, bravo, amigo.
Whenever I kill a song, I try to give some backstory to it and kind of give it was super popular for him, and it really brought. And I was happy because he was just this guy that could sing, and if you knew who he was, you're like, that guy's awesome. But then not everybody knows who he is, and it's just like, ugh. So.
I remember people criticizing that song too for just being really sort of offensively bad advice, like, oh, don't worry, just be happy.
Yeah. Oh, totally. It's like,
how does that work?
Yeah. The gun is loaded. What do I do, Bobby? Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a phenomenal song to kill. I don't know anybody that would disagree with you. I don't know anybody with soul that would disagree. That might be the best one yet. The one I was going to kill was, and I have many reasons for doing this, and I could just. But I think one of the greatest frontmen, I know in my estimation, the best frontman to ever walk the planet is David Lee Roth. Not just because of banter and because of style and because of just, we've gone over this. We've got to, and there's still so much to be said. And there's still this guy has still got so much to give. But Davey Lee Roth is the greatest frontman that ever walked the planet, hands down. End of story. And he's been smoking since the 60s, so his voice is definitely not what it was. But I mean, when he learned how to, and I'm not killing a David Lee Roth song. I will tell you why in a second. Anyway, so
jeez,
I know. So the band Van Halen was brought into they weren't brought into the same. They created the scene. You know, they talk about rock and roll, and it was always this male dominated thing. Well, Van Halen brought women into the, women start showing up at the shows.
Yeah.
And to have that, to have that, that dynamic and those personalities together, and that shit that they wrote was just, that was made for the times and and it's still to this day, you hear that, that drone coming, but don't, you just, oh my God. Anyway, so I'm not killing a David Lee Roth song. I'm killing a Sammy Hagar song with Van Halen. So, and again, the easiest thing to do would just be to take the whole catalog of Van Halen with Sammy Hagar and just fucking kill it. But the song that I just absolutely despise is "Best of Both Worlds," and this is one of those things where, and again, just never been a Sammy Hagar fan. I saw one of his quotes one time. His quote was, "When I open my mouth to sing, I challenge anybody to, what? Have you heard of a young upstart named Freddie Mercury? What the? Don't fucking dare talk to me about that."
Yeah, he's such a turd.
Yeah, and I can't drive 55. What? Anyway, so that's another. But so this band that was just the epitome of a live show, and everything you wanted to see in everybody that was on that stage knew what the fuck they were doing and brought it and gave it, and you left there as tired as they were, as just exhausted, because the show everything is at full blast all the time. And then, so that song, there's so many Sammy Hagar songs with Van Halen that I despise, but that one, to me, it sounded like a one take thing. Well, let's just put that one on there. So, for like Right Now, that piano in Right Now and the guitar solo in Right, I love all that stuff. Nobody played better. Nobody had more fun playing than Eddie Van Halen, but God, there's just nothing
I can't even call "Best of Both Worlds" to mine. I don't remember how it goes.
Good. You're welcome. Yeah. I probably killed it last night.
Yeah. All right. So I've already mentioned this band on the show. They did a lot of stuff in the 80s that I thought was pretty terrible, but this one I think is particularly heinous, and I actually did get a lot of airplay when it first came out, and for a long time after that. And now it's one of those songs that it was bad when it came out, and not very well considered when it came out, but now it's like really aged badly, I think. Illegal Alien by Genesis. Number one, why these rich white British guys are singing about Mexican immigration, but also to do a fake Mexican accent as you're singing the song. What the fuck were they thinking when they put it? Why didn't the record company squash that before they put it out? And it was a hit.
There you have it, folks.
Yeah. This is a good day for death.
Yeah. And they've got a lot of stuff in the 80s that needs to go away. I already killed Invisible Touch when we first started doing this.
It's that era when it's like, for me, it blurs the lines between, is this a Phil Collins song or is this a Genesis song? Which all Phil Collins song, I'm sure, because I'm sure he wrote most of the lyrics for a lot of that stuff in the 80s and 90s. That was just like not what we expected the Genesis to sound like at that era. But hey, again, I'm not blaming him, because those records sold a lot of fucking records, got sold, a lot of big sold out tours. I'm glad they got the payday, but everything comes with a price, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things that's lost on today, one of the many things that have been lost today is back in those days, those guys would be called into the office when shit's not selling or when shit's looking like it's not going to get on the radio, like that the DJs aren't going to play that stuff. So they get called in and they get a bollocking because you're going to get, you're on a contract and they hired you to do this, this, and this. So I'm not saying that, that they were hired to be offensive, but you kind of knew that when you hired Phil. But when so today everything's DIY. Everything is, and we're so grateful for our Patreon. Our Patreon crew. We're so grateful to all of you. I mean, to anybody comes to a show, tells anybody about the music. We're so grateful because we don't have. It's very easy right now to go and get a record get a record contract, and have them promote you. It's the most difficult thing right now is finding the right one, because you're not gonna. There's just everybody is. Back in the day, there was only one or two radio stations, so major radio stations. So that's where they're going to put your stuff on. Now, how do you get in there? You just you work your ass off, or you become something as original as a Van Halen or a Genesis or a Beatles or But right now, it's just everybody and their dog has got their video channels and every single streaming music thing. Just there's so much, and I don't know how many times we've tried to steer people in different directions just on SlapperCast, but it's so hard to keep people's attention because you're being inundated with 10,000. Hey, get this app. Go to this site. Read this. It never fucking ends. So you got to do you have to find new ways and new avenues, and you have to blaze your own trails and all that stuff. That being said, again, when we kill these songs, a lot of these bands are fucking fantastic. Mm-hmm. And these songs are, so you can't deny the talent and stuff like that. But, I want to take it a step further in saying too, that, so we need to challenge ourselves right here, not on, just in SlapperCast. We need to write some shit. The three of us need to get in and just panic, because there's just nothing worse than, Blagmatic was written separately. We were all in different areas and we were not in touch. We weren't playing any music. So I think we should do two things. I think one, we should write a song that's as fucking atrocious as Don't Worry, Be Happy. It's catchy, write one like or the songs that you'll hear at, if you're unlucky enough to stop at a Buc-ee's, one of those formulaic things, and but then also we got to write one that's I want to play that fucking song. 3 or 4 of us say that's the fucking song I want to play.
All right.
I think we should.
So shall we? So shall we do?
Yeah, because every time we drove away from Buc-ee's, back in the day, it was, it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you still got 3, 4, or 5 hours to go, or whatever, wherever you, and you're just, and then you have one of those earworm songs, those country praise Jesus songs in your, and you're just driving away going, the ditch is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So this weekend, boys and girls, brand new venue, Brenham.
Yeah, the Home Sweet Farm Market and Beer Garden.
Yeah. So it's going to be, so today is what, Tuesday? The sun is shining, the weather's going to be gorgeous, and it's a nice road trip. And if you haven't been to Brenham before, wonderful, another Texas small town that you have to see to believe. I'm not a Bluebell fan, but they have Bluebell ice cream there. You could do the tour. And they have just lots of stuff to see and do. Great shops, great just antique stores, and also. So Saturday, you want to come out? Plans made.
I did when I was a kid. As most kids who've grown up in Texas probably did. I don't know if they still do it. One of the big field trips we had when I was a kid was a tour of the Bluebell ice creamery factory in Brenham. That was a pretty big deal.
Did you see where they keep the listeria?
Yeah, that's extra.
They were still working on it back then. Yeah, it was a work in progress.
Another crap band, crap name. Def
Listeria?
Leppard. Listeria. Oh. Yeah.
Def Leppard, yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was going to say earlier, the country names, as far as individual names, I think one of the best ones ever was Chris Christopherson. I think that's a great name.
And his illegitimate kids started a band called Crisscross. They yeah, so happy birthday, Declan. Declan Dunn, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Declan.
You. And also we want to, like we said last time, everybody for coming out to see us at Black Sparrow. And Emily came in from San Antonio.
Yeah.
And, a few gates, of course, were there. To just great to see everybody, all our old friends in from Austin and whatnot. And
Larry was there.
Larry was there. That's the title of this episode. Larry was there.
Indeed. Yes. So I think what time is showtime, Chad?
I think it's 8:30.
Yeah.
I think they had a specific start time.
Yeah. Great room. It's great venue, and we've a lot of wonderful things about there, and they have tremendous acts there all the time. It's just you will not be disappointed. So yeah, thanks for listening, everybody, and just keep checking those dates or sign up on the mailing list because we're Vegas is Mandalay Bay is already locked in. We're adding some dates in and around that. We're going to do, we got a Phoenix date as well. And we're going to drive out, pick up Heidi, and we're going to take her on this trip. And then I don't have the details yet, but just think Montana in August, boys and girls. So.
Yeah. That's before the snow flies. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very busy summer.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be fun.
All righty.
But thank you, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.